And that's where it is. You cannot be in, oh, I gotta do this, I have to do that, because sometimes you financially just can't do it.
Lucky, what's good, man?
What's up? What's up?
Chilling.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's the word? What do you think? Are men really the providers?
Are men really the providers? Men were the providers at one point in time, but
And
it's
why was
not.
that?
You said why?
Hmm?
Because women weren't working. Women
When
were
was that? When weren't women working?
before the women right movement.
But all women weren't working?
Majority.
Black women were working.
Oh yeah, of course. It was a
Mhm.
crime for a black woman to sit down in a certain period of time.
Yeah. So women were working. A lot of women were working, I would say.
They
Um,
weren't. But they weren't considered providers.
no, because well, the man wasn't the provider either. The black man wasn't the provider either. That's the point. That's what I'm saying. So what constitutes a provider? Because a provider to me, and when most men say provider, I think that men mean that man makes the majority of the money, right? Is that safe to say? Or all the money, the majority or all? Is that safe to say?
If we're talking about provider financially, yes.
Yeah, I'm talking about when men say. Let's take it step by step. When people say, but men specifically, when men say providing, do you believe that most men mean financially?
Correct.
Okay. And then to qualify as the financial provider, wouldn't that entail that you make the vast majority of the money or all the money, right?
Oh, yep.
Okay, cool. So with that said, in 2024, are men really the providers?
Uh, so are we speaking on if they make more than women, or are we speaking on are they the ones providing in most
Hold on,
households?
let's go back. Based on what we just said,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to finances, you just laid it all out that men make that. I'm sorry, that to be considered a provider, that it means that you must make the vast majority of the money, if not all the money in the household, right?
Yes.
Okay. So based on that criteria, are most men nowadays the providers?
Yes.
Okay. So you think that right now in 2024, most men make the vast majority of the money or all the money in their households in 2024?
I want to say if we're speaking on a household, when you have the duo of a wife and a husband, majority of the time the
That's what
husband.
that's what we're talking about, sir.
So
If you're the only person in your household, then it wouldn't count. But if you and your wife or your mate or whatever, you think men, on average, you think they make significantly more money,
I want
or
to say
are the sole provider, significantly more money. I don't know. I'll go low. 25% more money than their women. You think the average man makes 25% more money than the woman he's with?
yes. If they're
He
in a
doesn't.
household with a family, yes.
But he doesn't though.
Well, we're speaking on from the beginning of the relationship or to the end of the relationship because
At any point in time in a relationship, he doesn't.
what? So when the kids are at home and someone needs to watch the kids, and the wife is at home doing that part of the time, you think she's making more money than the husband?
Do you think most people can afford to let the spouse stay home for a significant amount of time?
Yes,
They can't.
yes.
They
Not
can't.
for. I mean, for about a year, 2 years until the kid is
No,
able to
they
go to
can't,
daycare.
Lucky. The
That
the
don't. But that
vast
don't.
majority of Americans can't afford $1,000 emergency.
But that don't make sense.
How doesn't that make sense? It makes perfect sense.
So you're paying somebody to watch your kid. So you're barely even living. That's what it sounds like. Because you're paying somebody to watch your kids. Yeah. Why are you paying somebody to watch your kids? Both you guys are working.
This is America.
Let alone if a health issue occurred with either spouse, then where they at with it? They in the whole plethora of problems. So it's better that it don't make that don't make sense if we're speaking
I
logically.
mean, it's the truth. It's not whether it makes sense to you or not is irrelevant to me. It's just the truth,
So
right?
you're saying that the wife and the husband are working and to get babysitters to stay home and work.
Yeah, they put their kids in childcare. Give me a second. Let me read the super chat. Your multiple biz owner, appreciate you. They said, even when I was married for 10 and a half years, my ex-husband never provided our family with anything but stress, drama, and trauma. Besides him, never provided for. So what I think, yeah, I think saying that men are the provider, and also let's back it up. Even if you say men that women take a year or two off at some point in time, like every woman or most women do that within their relationship, that still wouldn't make men the providers, by the way. Like overall, like if you've been together for 15 years, but one of those years you took off, that doesn't make him the provider.
So what makes sense to me is that woman, she gives birth to that kid, yeah, and she has to be out of work, or she doesn't tend to work because she want to care for the kid. And for that period of time, the man is the provider, yeah.
For that, if that's what I'm saying. If you wanted to say, I just laid it out though. Where do you not understand? You just
No, I get what you're saying, but I thought you were
like
going,
if you're together for 15 years, but one of those 15 years you were the provider, then you're not the provider. You see what I'm saying? You're not the provider.
what are you? A part-time provider?
You're a contributor. Like she is. She contributes, you contribute.
Okay.
Why do men? Why my thing is men falsely we falsely inflate our worth in a relationship, and this is an example of that. You want to give men this credit for, I bet you view it as allowing the woman to stay home and take care of the kid, like that's a privilege or something like that. But let's say you look at it that way, cool. So they allow the woman to stay home and take care of the child, your child, by the way. As well as hers. She gets to stay home and take care of the child. And because she got to do that for 1 or 2 or 3 years, then now you get to pat yourself on the back for the duration of the relationship and call yourself the provider. That doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but you make it seem like men's holding up of the family for periods of time doesn't matter. So men should be congratulated on those situations. So should the women.
Have you ever done that, Lucky?
Of course I have.
You've done that where your wife stayed home, or are you married?
Yeah.
Okay. So your wife stayed home and you were the one that provided. She didn't work at all for how long?
I let her go to school.
For how long? Let her go to school is crazy. Go ahead. She didn't get no student loans?
No student loans.
Okay. So you paid for her to go to school. Okay.
So yeah, she went to school.
What kind of school?
She went to community college.
Okay. Well, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great, but community college is like, whatever. I don't even know how much it is, $50, $60 a unit. Okay. So
yeah. So she went there. She attained what she needed from there while she was at home. So she didn't make her time pointless of being home. She made use of the time of being home, not just sitting at home like most women do. But I was gonna say,
so most women, when they stay at home, their time is useless.
There's a lot of women that's been getting up on this app saying, "Oh, I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom with a kid because I'm gonna just have to stay at home and watch the kid." I'll be having to pull up situations and instances and saying, "Why won't you go to school while you're at home? Build on the time you're at home." Then they give excuses. So most women I ran into on this app, yeah, they push that lie that they can't do nothing while they're at home.
Do you have kids, right?
Yeah.
I got kids. And I work from home, and my kids are constantly asking me for stuff. I can't do any, like, I try to do stuff. I was trying to do it yesterday when I was on live. Everybody saw, like, I had to end the live. My sons are constantly asking me to do stuff. I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm not, and I'll be 100% transparent. Y'all know me. If anybody knows me, I don't be up here lying about this shit. My wife is way more attentive than I am. Way more attentive than I am. And I try to be attentive, but I still, like, my sons need a lot of stuff, like, but when they're with her, they're always asking her for something. They're always right underneath her. They're all the time. And they've been like that since they were little babies. So I'm not, what you're saying, I don't know what you have seen.
I'm dealing with it now. I got two of my girls right there. They're annoying me. They getting to me. I had to mute a couple times, but it ain't stopping me from doing what I need to do. That's just an excuse, sir.
No, it's not. It's a reality, though. That's what I'm saying. I literally couldn't do what I needed to do. I had to stop doing it so I can go help my children. Literally. So it wasn't an excuse. I literally had to stop doing it, or I would have been neglecting my kids. So I had to make a decision. And so men, here's what men like you like to do. You like to inflate, right, your value, and you like to devalue a woman's value, which is really weird. It's a crazy thing.
I don't do that. I actually,
that's what you're doing right now, Lucky. You just did it right now. You literally just did it right now in front of everybody. I'm not making that up. You just said that if you, first of all, you let your girl go to college. You didn't let her go to college. She went to college. But anyways, so you let your girl go to college while she stayed at home or whatever, right? So she wouldn't be wasting her time at home. Okay, cool. So she goes to college, right? And you said that when women are at home, it's a waste of time pretty much. Like, why don't you all go to college or whatever? And I pointed out the fact that it's hard to do other things when your kids are constantly fucking, around your ankles and asking you to do stuff. But earlier, when you were talking about you going to work, which you do anyway, which you were going to do anyway, were you not going to work? Were you going to be homeless? If you had your wife, if you didn't have your wife, you would be homeless or you would go to work?
I'll go to work, of course.
Exactly. So if you would go to work, then what the fuck? Why is it so special? Why did you get a pat on the back? Why did you get a celebration? You didn't. Your life didn't get altered at all.
So wait. So what you're saying is after pregnancy, me working, you just. Oh, so wait. So we're talking about after the pregnancy and the woman stays home. A man life doesn't get altered.
I'm saying for men to think and make this assertion that a woman's life at home is easy and his life going to work is hard, and that she should we should give you a cookie because you went to work, right? When you were already working before you met this woman, and you was going to work regardless if you got the woman or not. I don't understand that logic. You're going to be working no matter what.
I just find it funny that you just like easily casually saying, "Oh, a man working after a pregnancy, a woman's life get altered. A man's life doesn't get altered." You don't think a man's life get altered?
I didn't say, man. Wait, hold on, sir. I got kids.
Okay.
I got a wife.
Okay.
I was a sole provider. I lived that life. What are you talking about?
So I'm guessing
you can't tell me shit about what I believe. I seen it. I'm telling you that all you're doing is devaluing your woman's worth. That's all you're doing in real time.
How? I'm not devaluing.
I just told you how. Her life was altered. Your life wasn't. My life wasn't altered when I had kids. You know what I'm saying? Not much. I still was going to work. I worked before I met my wife. I was going to work when I met. Like, what is the difference? I didn't work 72 hours a week. I worked the same 40 hours a week. What it did was, what kids did and what my wife did specifically is she guided me and helped me make more money. Because what I was doing before, I was making significantly less money. And then she was like, when I was like, hey, I'm getting tired of this job. And she was like, oh, what do you want to do? And I told her, and she basically fucking like did like some computer mathematical shit in her brain and was like, I think you could do one of these two things. And I was like, oh, really? And then she gave me the suggestions, and then I chose, and I was like, I want to do that. And she was like, cool. And she fucking helped me out, and she helped me get the interview, all of that shit. And I fucking got a job, and I started making like 3 times more money than I was making, or 2.5 times more money than I was making at my other job within like the span of a year. Right? So yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, but I still was working the same amount of time. Maybe I was working a little bit more, but I didn't work significantly more. I was working pretty much the same amount of time that I would have been working regardless. So,
I get that you trying to push this plea for women, but I think they could do it on their own.
It's not a plea for women. That was a dumb statement. What I'm saying isn't a plea for women.
You were attacking me as soon as I said something about the difference.
I'm not attacking you, sir. You attacked women. I just called it out. I'm not attacking you. Don't project. You aren't being attacked. You literally are devaluing your woman's worth and inflating your worth simultaneously. I just called it out. That's not an attack.
How am I devaluing my woman's worth? And
I just told you. You just said.
Wait. You keep saying. I just told you. I get that, but I'm going to tell you how am I devaluing my woman's worth and how am I devaluing my woman's worth? And I'm telling you, she did this for the betterment of herself. The thing that she did was for the betterment of herself. So how am I devaluing her worth? Just because I say that I don't have problems with staying at home, my kids, I can do what I need to do just because. That's not devaluing her what she goes through. It's just saying it's not that hard. That is
sir.
We don't need to make things complicated.
Devaluing her, sir. That is sir. You going to work? Hold on. Wait. I got it. You going to work ain't that hard, Lucky.
What?
Exactly.
What?
Exactly. See how that feels?
What?
Now you understand.
Hold
See how
on,
quick
hold on.
that was? Now you get it. But 2 minutes ago, you didn't understand.
What?
Wait, that's what he said about his woman?
He said, yes, he's trying to say that when women stay home, that it's not that hard, right? And he's like wondering why because his girl went to college
I
and
didn't
did
say
whatever
that.
she
I
needed to do.
said that they find it hard to do other things.
Sir, nope. You
While they're
said
at
it's
home.
not Lucky. You said it's not that hard.
Correct.
That's why I don't, sir. You said it's not that hard. That's why I don't understand why these women just don't go to college. That's what you said. Literally, that's what you said verbatim. I don't understand. It's not that hard. That's why when I hear these women on TikTok talking about X, Y, and Z, I'm like, why don't y'all just go to college? That's what you said. By the way, when my wife was a stay-at-home mom, or you want to say, she already had her degree. She already had her degree. She already had her undergrad. She already went to college and had her degree. And she was still a stay-at-home mom. And then after a year, she went back to school and got her master's degree.
So she could have got a master's while she was at home.
She already had a bachelor's.
I said master's.
She got it when she was at home. I just told you that.
I thought you said she went back to school after a year passed.
No. After a year of her just being at home because she had a small child, because having a small child and another toddler is really fucking hard. It's not an easy job. It's harder than your job, I guarantee you. So she was taking care of those two fucking kids for a year by herself, in the home by herself. And then she went back to school and got her master's. She still wasn't working, but she went back to school and got her master's.
So let me ask this question, because I'm not disagreeing with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But did the conversation come up of having a kid after she went to school?
The conversation came up because I asked him.
No. I'm saying from what you're saying, because you said she had 2 kids while she was in school, right? So that's what made it hard.
No, my wife graduated from college.
Right.
We were together the whole time, pretty much the whole time. She graduated from college. Then we got married. Then she had our first child, and she was working this whole time. Okay. Then we moved. Then she had our second child, and she stopped working. Right, and for a year, I was the sole provider. Right, without her going to school. Then she went back to school. I was still the sole provider while she went to school and got her master's. Then she got her master's, and she started working again when my son was like 3, and when my youngest son was like 3.5, and my oldest son was in school. Right, so that's what happened.
I mean, I don't see no problem if you describe it like that. I don't see no issue with that. What's the argument though?
The argument is that Lucky is saying that when women are at home with their kids, that work is easy. That's what he's saying. And I disagree.
That's not it.
Okay, what is it, Lucky? Hold on, Swindle. I'm sorry, not Swindle. Swing.
You can say Swindle. It don't matter.
Swindle. Okay. What is it, Lucky? If it's not that, let me understand.
I said that doesn't inhibit you from or stop you or takes you away from doing things that you still need to do in life. As in, like, if you want to do other things on the side, you having a kid. That's the biggest excuse I heard. That's just like me saying, since I don't have the right tools to work out, I'm not gonna work out.
Say that again. I missed the first part. Say it again.
So basically saying, if you don't have the right tools, you can't do something.
That's not what it's saying.
That's what I'm saying.
No, that's a terrible analogy. That's not what you're saying either. Nobody is getting that from what you're saying. You're saying
okay. Let me say something else then. Okay. Let me see. Because I don't have running shoes, I'm not gonna go run.
Once again, terrible analogy.
So what that means
yo, man, wow.
Hold on, bro.
Men cannot. I promise y'all, men struggle mightily.
I'm trying to get what you're saying, bro, but this is the thing, right? I understand you probably saying it's not as hard as what you're doing. Okay, cool, but it's definitely difficult, bro. Like, if you raising a kid and you got to go to school, that's not easy. Like, you trying to say that's easy?
Yeah, at home, yes. If you're at home with a laptop that you get on the computer and do the classes whenever you need to.
She's not taking the kids with her to school, bro.
We're not talking about to school. We're talking about at home. You can do home.
She's at home. She's at home getting the education.
Correct.
online with kids yelling and screaming and asking and being on her boob all the time.
There's definitely a level of difficulty there, bro. I'm not just gonna say it's easy. It's
It's
definitely
easy. I mean,
It's
have y'all
not.
done
It's
it?
not easy.
Have y'all done it?
definitely.
My wife was breastfeeding both of my sons for 2 years apiece,
But I get that. Have y'all
they
done
were
it?
on her boob all day long. It's
Have you
fucking.
done it, sir?
It's you have never breastfed a baby.
No, I'm telling you. Have you ever had kids at the house and still did at home work?
I just told you that's what I do. You're not listening. I do it right now. That's what I'm
so
trying to
how
tell you. I
easy is
know
that
how
hard
to
for
do it.
you?
For the woman calling anybody on here misogynistic or asking if we have kids, please, when you say certain words, make sure you know what that means, because nobody in here has disrespected women. And another thing,
Oh, Lucky definitely has.
I have a son. I have a 3-year-old son. So if you want to know if I have kids, I can speak.
Lucky 100% is disrespecting women.
No,
Without
I
a doubt.
did not, bro. No,
I
I
don't
did
know.
not.
I just got here, so I don't know what he has done. I'm just saying. I didn't.
I don't know about you. I won't say you, Swin, but Lucky definitely did. But the thing is, the downplaying of a woman's role is disrespectful, right? And not acknowledging what the actual job is. Like, the craziest part is that men shape this society, right? We didn't build it, but we shaped it. And men set the rules in this society. Also, men are inherently oppressive and lazy, and they go hand in hand, right? And very entitled. All three of these things all together. So you mean to tell me the group that shaped the world opted for the harder job? They opted for the harder job than women? That doesn't make sense. They didn't opt for the harder job. The harder job is taking care of children. The larger responsibility is taking care of children. No doubt about it. Right? So men actually took the easy job and then what they did was not only, even if the jobs are harder or easier, it doesn't even matter about that. But they said that this job you won't be compensated for, first and foremost, which is being a homemaker, let's call in this particular instance. They said that job won't be compensated. And then they also said that job won't be recognized. That we will say that job is, even though it's probably the most important job in all of society, which is rearing children, we'll say it's easy. We'll downplay it at every single turn, and we won't compensate the people who do it.
Host, I got a question for you. So my question is what power do you think you have over those children, over the woman? The woman is the sole power over those children. You don't have no power when it comes to the woman. You just a contributor, my boy. That woman can go and her body, her choice. Like I was saying, she didn't have to have you come inside the situation. I'm just saying, bro. What power do you think you have in a situation towards those kids? The woman runs all.
How do you think that is logical? You just trying to find something to like? Do you think you can like trigger me or something like that?
No, I'm just giving you facts.
Didn't even make. Hold on, that's not. Wait, that's not factual because I do have power. Because
if she wants to go,
time out, y'all. I can't. Too many people talking at the same time. Lucky, I do have power. I do have rights to my children. They're my children. They were born. I don't got to go get no paperwork or nothing like that. My children were born while I was married. So my kids, which marriage protects me in that way as a man, as a parent, I definitely have hella say so over my kids. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Is that your situation? Don't project that shit onto me.
I'm gonna let Yapitan talk. I feel like he gonna steer you in the right way.
He won't, but go ahead. But maybe, I don't know where he stands. Let me read these super chats real quick before we get on to the next. Brooke, appreciate you. Brooke said, how is staying home with kids the most important job for women, and simultaneously women are lazy if they stay home? It doesn't make sense, Brooke. They don't got the math on it. Most women today doing both working and taking care of most pertaining to home and kids. He's lying, not married. His responses prove this. Probably not married, but it's okay. I ain't gonna hold him. Go ahead.